using that night to make more sales. You're going to hear from our top carriers, our top underwriters. We're bringing in a keynote speaker that you will be very, very impressed with. We're going to bring in, of course, complimentary breakfast, lunch, snacks. You'll get to meet everyone from the office. It's going to be a day you will not forget, and we're constantly making this bigger and better. We should have about 200 agents and GAs present. So just jot that down and start qualifying now, okay? The contest already started. It would be our pleasure to fly you in and, of course, put you up at our Beachfront Hotel April 24th. Joe's going to talk about our upcoming training webinars, which is what you're on right now. Joe?
Thanks, Bill. Yeah, I want to get started. We've got a lot of great things coming up, especially tomorrow. We have some great webinars, which, of course, is the 13th. You'll see you can actually register for any one of these training sessions on KerryLevinson.com. You can also access our YouTube channel to view every single recording that has been posted. So tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern, we have a training on the Americo e-application platform. And then at 2 p.m. Eastern, we have a training on our e-policy delivery system. That literally allows you to deliver policies to your clients the same day they're approved. So you save about a week and a half of processing time just by using that e-policy delivery system. Next week on Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern, we're going over the final expense e-application platform with Americo. That's a repeat of that webinar that's happening tomorrow. And then at 1 p.m. Eastern, we have a disability income webinar with Illinois Mutual. That's, again, 1 p.m. Eastern. We're going to talk about their e-application, their online quoting systems, all the great tools that they make available to their agents. And then on the 20th of November, we have a brand new webinar on our scholarship platform. We have hot new products, brand new marketing pieces, brand new colleges that are participating. That is a great program to generate new leads. So not only new clients and prospects, but also existing clients that are already on the books. Again, that's at 2 p.m. Eastern. You can go to KerryLevinson.com again to register for any one of those training sessions. One thing I do want to touch on before we get into today's presentation is the iGenius platform. In the next screenshot, you'll see all the different bullets that make up that iGenius platform. Obviously, we don't have time to go into every single bullet, but I just wanted to point out a couple so that you can really take advantage of all the free tools that we offer. The first of which that I want to talk about is the full back office support. If you've ever called into the office, you'll know that we don't have an automated telephone system. You'll always talk to a live person every single day. We're open till 7 p.m. Eastern, so whatever the question is, if it's small or you need some advanced case design or an annuity quote or LTC quote, we're here to help you throughout that entire process. Also, we have some of the best free agent websites that are available. They include quote engines, lead capture features. That's a big part of what we're going to talk about today with this mortgage lead program, is having an online presence for those clients to go and check out who you are. It's great for them to understand that you're an agent, that you represent various companies, but actually having a website is key to your success, and we're going to go over a little bit about how that works. Also, we've got some great exclusive product offerings that you can only find at Levinson & Associates. We've got some great concepts as well that are tied into that. So I'm going to move forward here so that we don't take up any more time. We're going to roll into our latest in the news session here with Bill.
Okay, thanks, Joe. So November 1st in Insurance Newsnet magazine, we were just featured. We had a one-on-one interview with the editor of Insurance Newsnet. So if you received that magazine, you will see our ad there. It's right smack in the middle of the magazine. We're very, very happy to have been featured in the Tech Issue Guide. So it's important to us, and obviously it was important enough for the magazine to come to us to talk about our brand new Lightning Issue term. This is 100% exclusive to us. We own the trademark and the rights to the product. So we're very proud of this. And what we're going to do, if anyone does not receive the magazine, we're going to post a copy of the article in the interview on our homepage, and we will also email it out to everyone after today's call. But basically, it talks about how you can use Lightning term in today's world with the technology and the fast-paced insurance industry by simply posting a link on your Facebook page or website and starting to sell term life in your sleep without doing anything. It's very, very simple. We also talk about using social media in today's environment and how simple that is and how important it is to keep your name out there with all of your clients and prospects, because the problem is if you don't, these young hotshot agents fresh out of high school or college are very up to speed with Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn, and eventually they are going to put their name in front of your clients. So anyway, the article talks all about today's technology using social media and how a simple term product like Lightning Term can literally take you into the 21st century. So great stuff. If you have any questions, of course, let us know. What we also did is we tied in a contest, okay, and very, very simple. If you write 5 Lightning Term applications, and of course these are all online, the agent does nothing, okay, it's 0 agent involvement. So if you write 5 applications in the next 4 weeks, we will send you a free tablet, and of course we want you to use the tablet for your CRM tool and for Lightning Term and Facebook. So kind of the whole point is to give you all of the tools that you need to be a successful agent in today's high-tech world. Okay, so just a few bullets I'm going to touch on with Lightning Issue Term. It's simple. Our issue ages went up to 55. We just got an exception to go to age 65. So that's going to roll out in about 10 days. We can go up to $100,000. 10, 20, and 30-year term. Very simple. There's 3 health questions. Like I said, 0 agent involvement. The clients can pay monthly with a checking account or a credit card. Okay, they make it very, very simple. And it's so neat because the client clicks on the link, runs a quote, signs up in less than 5 minutes. They get an instant approval online. Policy gets mailed directly to the client within 48 hours. And every client gets a free $5,000 scholarship, which is valid for any of our 330-plus colleges across the country, just as an added incentive or bonus, if you will. And also, very important, okay, excellent first-year commissions and double-digit lifetime renewals. So as long as that policy stays in force, you get paid every single year, okay? That's huge in today's time. Most competitive products do not pay any renewals. So we all know that. So this is a great supplement to what you're doing, especially if you know any health insurance agencies, property and casualty agencies. It's really a great way to get your foot in the door, and it's so easy. I mean, you literally send out an email blast to 5,000 clients or P&C clients, and if you just look at the numbers, let's say 5 or 10% of those clients or prospects click and run a quote, look at the number of policies that you're selling, all while doing nothing. Okay, so there's a lot of opportunity here. We're the first ones to roll out a product like this ever in history. So we're very proud of this, and of course, let us know if you have any questions, and we'll get those answered for you. We'll make it very, very simple. Also, a brand new product that we are rolling out, Joe's going to talk about. It's another competitive product from Phoenix Life. It's called Safe Harbor Term. Joe?
Thanks, Bill. Yeah, we actually sent out an email blast the other day on this specific product, the Safe Harbor Term. Basically, what's so neat about this product is it allows you to actually apply non-medically for up to $1 million of coverage. The other great thing is it is a living benefit product, which means it includes critical, chronic, and terminal illness without any additional cost. So you can run a quote on the website that we have, again, KerryLevinson.com. You can actually look at every single one of those rates. No matter what rate you're running, that's going to include all those riders. It also has an unemployment benefit rider, which means if your client becomes unemployed, they'll actually cover the premium for up to 6 months. We'll be sending out more information about this product this afternoon. Again, you can always go to the website, which is KerryLevinson.com, go to the marketing section and be able to view every single one of these products and agent tools that we're covering. But again, this product just rolled out late last week, and we sent out that email to let everybody know it is available starting today. Before we get into the mortgage lead program, I want to talk about some new other lead programs that we have. We did a webinar about 2 weeks ago on a co-op lead program sponsored by Transamerica. This is a direct mail program. What really sets this apart from all the other direct mail programs that that exists in the industry is we're able to actually obtain a solicitation report for any zip codes that you'd like. So for example, if you're ordering leads in the South Florida area, you can provide us with those zip codes. We can actually get you a detailed report based on the demographics that you choose to let you know how many people actually are within those zip codes that meet your demographics. So you'll be able to tell which zip codes to target. The lead cost is only $322 per 1,000. They only charge you for the actual mailers that are sent out. So if you pick certain zip codes and there aren't enough people to send out 1,000 mailers, you're not going to be charged for that full lead batch. The cutoff is every Wednesday by noon. They actually drop the mails. They actually drop these cards in the mail the following Thursday. So you'll start to receive these leads back in about a week or two. The other great thing is you can view these leads as they come in real time online. So when you set up for this program, you receive a username and password. You can log into that Transamerica website and track the status of all the leads as they come back. As you'll see in the bottom of this slide, I've kind of attached a sample return lead mailer. It has the client's information, what type of death benefit they're interested in, whether they wanted a burial benefit or a cremation benefit. So this is a great way, again, to get your foot in the door. And again, at the cost that they're providing with this co-op program at just $322 per 1,000, I haven't seen anything else that is as cheap as this program. Plus, these mailers are co-branded to Transamerica, which goes a long way with that consumer. The other direct mail program we have is centered around our Legacy Safeguard program. If you haven't used that program or haven't heard of it, it's really, really unique. This lead mailer is $420 per 1,000, but what it does is it provides the client some end-of-life planning software, some end-of-life planning benefits that they can't get anywhere else. So the example I like to use is if we have a client that's looking for a burial policy, they're not only going to get this death benefit, they're also going to get access to an estate planning attorney. They're going to have help with planning the actual funeral costs. Most people think that funeral costs is something that is set in stone. It can actually be negotiated with that funeral home. So what this support through Legacy Safeguard provides is all those benefits to that client and to their surviving beneficiaries, such as bereavement travel assistance. So this goes a long way. There is a whole sales kit that is centered around the Legacy Safeguard platform. There's DVDs, there's audio CDs, there's even mailer pieces and leave behinds that you can use. We're going to have a full webinar on this Legacy Safeguard platform in about 2 to 3 weeks. But again, it's free for the client, free for the agent, just a great way to provide some more benefit to your client and really set yourself apart from all the other agents out there that are in that final expense arena.
Yeah, Joe, let me say one thing, too.
Sure.
Even if you do not want to participate in that final expense lead program, you should still use that Legacy Safeguard kit if you're involved with final expense in any way whatsoever. I mean, the tools and the presentations that they give you are awesome. And, of course, it's free to all Levinson agents. So, again, even if you do not want to participate in the lead program, just let us know if you want the Legacy Safeguard kit. We'll get that mailed out to you and get you up and running as soon as possible. So take advantage of that, definitely. Okay, Joe.
Yep.
Sorry.
Thank you, Bill. So also we have an annuity co-op lead program. If you're writing annuities or you're interested, you can actually reach out to Josh Hoffman in our office. He is at extension 23, and Josh is our in-house annuity expert. So whether you're looking for the most competitive product, or you're in a competitive scenario, Josh can help walk you through that scenario. These direct mail pieces are $510 per 1,000. The average rate of response is about 2.5%. But again, these are annuity mailers, so your average commission per case is going to be a little bit higher. These take about 2 weeks to get running. Again, reach out to Josh Hoffman in our office. He is at extension 23. He can get you up and running with the program and also help out with any annuity-related questions.
Okay, thanks, Joe. Okay, moving forward here, if you did not hear yet, we have our final quarter of 2014 special blowout pricing for the Mortgage Lead program. So it's a great time to participate if you haven't yet, and even if you have, obviously you had some good luck because you're back on the call, but if you've participated or you haven't participated, this program is valid for everyone. So basically what we did is it's 10 leads, okay, for $18. and then you get 2 complimentary leads. Now, here's where you really can take advantage of a great deal. It's 15 leads at $16 a piece, and then we give you 3 free on top of that. And then, of course, 20 leads is the best deal at $14 a piece, and we give you 4 free on top of that $14 price. So that's a great opportunity, and I promise you, because we did this last year, but come January 1, the prices go back to normal. So take advantage of this now, okay? You have a couple more months here, and then the program will be over. So our mortgage lead program continues, but of course that pricing goes back to normal, which I still think is a great deal. Okay, so I'm going to go over a few bullets with our mortgage lead program, and this is very, very important. Each lead is exclusive to that particular agent that ordered. Okay, so in other words, we don't sell the same lead to 10 different agents or 3 different agents. The only way you're going to call a lead, and let's say the prospect on the other side of the call says, oh, you know, we received 4 calls already from 4 different agents. Well, that means they filled out 4 different cards because it's not from the same lead. So that's very, very important. The other thing is the minimum order is 10 leads, okay? So you don't have to guarantee at least a 20 lead minimum. We also don't run your credit card every week or keep sending you leads. Basically, it's up to you to participate on Monday. That's when you need to let us know. And then you're turned off. So you come back to us every Monday and say, I want to order. That's the way the system works. So you don't have to worry about any charges going through on your credit card or reoccurring billing. So very important, minimum order of 10. You will receive an email every Monday. Just let us know that day. And, of course, order week to week as much or as little as you would like. The leads are delivered within 24 hours by the end of the following Tuesday. Okay, so you place the order by Monday. The end of the day, you receive all leads fresh the following Tuesday before we close. Okay, and then just a couple more things that are very, very important. And I want everyone to please make sure that any and all business that's written from these leads must get placed through Levinson and Associates. Okay, we pay a percentage of each lead. Okay, so you can take advantage of these low prices. The only thing we ask is that any and all business gets placed back through us. I don't care if it's annuities, long-term care, critical illness, anything. So that's the only thing that we ask of our agents to participate. Okay, now we have a brand new lead reimbursement program. Now, I love this idea, and it also shows that how confident we are in this program and that it works. So basically, the lead reimbursement program is you put out the money, of course, on Monday to order, say, your 10 leads. Okay, you write and place a policy from that particular lead or, say, that batch. Okay, for every lead that you write, obviously you get full commission, so there's no commission reduction, and then we actually pay you for that lead. Okay, so you write the policy, we pay you for that lead, and then of course you get your advanced full commission above and beyond that. So that's a great deal. If you write 3, 4 leads out of that batch, you get paid for every single one of those leads that's written. So as soon as that policy is placed in force, you get a check back from us. It's that simple. So we feel this is a great program, and again, just shows you that we know the program works if you're willing to put the time and effort in. Okay, it's not for everybody, but for the agents that are willing to put the time in and listen to what Steve and Ken say, okay, the program works. And Ken's going to share a huge case that he just wrote a few weeks ago, so I don't want to miss that. Okay, so we're going to dive into today's presentation. And, you know, we again want to thank Ken for taking the time and even sending us the testimonial. He has had great luck with the program, and he really takes time out of his personal day and time to spend it with us to help our agents be more successful. So that's huge, and we want to thank him for that. So with that said, I want to introduce Ken, who's been with us a long, long time. He's going to talk about steps 1, 2, and 3, just give you a little insight, and I want him to talk about what happened with that big case that he just wrote. Ken, are you there?
I am, absolutely. Can you hear me, Bill?
Yep, we could. Loud and clear. Thank you.
Thanks, Bill, Joe, and eventually Steve as he comes on. I'd like to thank everybody for their time. I know it's a busy time of the year, but I want to first say that the fourth quarter has always historically been the most active time of the year for insurance sales. So I would encourage everybody to take that, put it in their pocket, and use that as, I guess, arsenal against other agents, because some agents don't believe that, being that you think people are putting money in their pockets and trying to save for Christmas spending, but what goes on is that people sit around a Thanksgiving table or they go to Christmas with their family and they start thinking about their families, and they start talking and getting out of their daily routine of hustle and bustle, and they get into an emotional conversation, and mama and grandma and grandpa have suddenly aged and they don't know how they're going to bury them, or many things. So it's a great time to get into purchasing these leads. And I'll start off by talking about that case, Bill, and then I'll jump into the approach. Recently, actually 2 weeks ago, I had leads sent to me, and I wrote a male, 75 years old. Thankfully, it was preferred rating because that always helps. But at 75, if you get one that's not healthy, of course, the premiums are extremely high. But this one happened to be a $500,000 10-year term, and it was about a $690 a month case. So for those of you that don't believe it happens, that's probably I think about my 10th case I've written over $600 a month out of this program. You know, to be straight, most of your cases in this program are going to be, you know, singles and doubles. Occasionally there'll be what I call triples and home runs. In my world, that was a triple. I like home runs because when they pay annual and they're $20,000 a year, I think that's a game changer. So just know that they're out there, and there's always one good one in every bunch that you get. You just got to, you know, the question is, are you willing to go find it? So on to the approach on the initial contact phone call. First of all, I'd like to make a comment that we need to get into the format of getting our clients on the phone, our prospects, of saying yes. I try to get my people to say yes a lot because it's important, because the end result we want is yes. So I'll start out with, and if you guys want to take notes, please feel free to do so. I think it'd be good to have some of this information. I'll start with, hello, my name is Kent Sawyers, and I'm with the Mortgage Protection Center, and I have received the answered questionnaire regarding mortgage protection insurance and on the recent purchase or refinance of your home. I just kind of go into it at that stage, and I ask if they're still looking for mortgage protection insurance. And then I'll just pause, and you get them to say yes. And then I ask them another yes question. I have the balance of your note at, you know, $250,000, and I'm assuming that your mortgages for 30 years. Is that correct? And you get them to say yes. In order to provide quotes, I need to confirm your personal information. So I go through their birth date, their height, their weight. And again, I'm getting them to say yes about 7 or 8 different times during this process. And then once I go through this question and answer session, I get their email address, and then I run their quotes, and then I just basically ask if now's a good time to go through the application. I'm looking for that yes. And if it's not, then I don't ask them a yes or no question. You always want to give them a, well, is this Tuesday better, or is next Monday better for you? So the key to that comment is never ask your folks yes or no questions when you're asking them questions. You always want to give them options so that they can give you an answer. So get them to say yes and get them the answer, your options, not a yes or no question, because we never want to give them the option to say no. So that is one way that I approach the first contact. I get into from the Mortgage Protection Center. I explain that I have their questionnaire and the answers to that, and therefore I'm wanting to talk to them about getting them quotes and start getting into that detailed conversation. The second point that Bill wants to speak about is the overall workflow process. I'm going to keep this simple. I've gotten, over the years, I felt like I got a little too complex with technology. And as great as technology is, and I'm a technical person, I think we have to kind of go back to the basics to make sure that we're organized in this business. So I use a simple 3-ring binder. So when I get the leads from Joe, I simply have a 3-hole punch. I stick them in the binder. Sounds very elementary, but it actually works because you turn through those leads and you actually can flow through them on a daily basis and keep up with them. So up in the right-hand corner of that mortgage lead, I put the date of which I received it. Down on the bottom, I include the date and the phone call that I make, left message to call, had a conversation with Mary, had a conversation with Joe. I just basically put the information on the bottom so I can refer to that on a daily basis. I follow up, and then I let it go. I'll get to more than that in a minute, but you got to learn on these leads that you follow up on these leads, but if you know that you're not going to get their business, you're going to have to let it go and then come back to it. Now, my point of that is yesterday was Veterans Day. These holidays that some people work and some people do not is a great day to work insurance. Why? Because a lot of people are at home. Some people are at an office. You have options on how to get a hold of people. So yesterday I made a call on a lead that I received last May of 2014, and it was a wife of the husband, and we had a great conversation, but I just kind of let it go because I knew I wasn't going to make the close at the time. I closed it yesterday, and it's a case for $108 a month. Again, a single. But the way that this business works is you must understand that most of the time you're not going to close on these cases immediately. This is a situation where you're going to look for that one special case, and then you're going to have to learn how to be diligent and organized so that you follow up at the right time, because no doesn't mean no, it means not now in most cases when we're off insurance. So I will close with, I have 4 what I will call beatitudes. Be first. Be the first person to call your lead. Be diligent. Be very diligent with your leads so that you continuously follow up on your leads. Be forgiving. Allow your people room. Although you need to be very persistent, you need to allow them room, because if you don't, as we all know, we'll run them off. And finally, be able to let go. You got to be able to let go of some of these leads in order to not get caught up into the lead very emotional. If you get caught into these leads emotional, you'll start justifying your cost versus your income. You cannot do that because this is a long-term investment. You have to get into the process of understanding that what you purchased in May may not happen until December. It is a long-term thinking process. This is not a get-rich-quick situation. This is a work ethic situation. So finally, always look for the one in the group that you know that's going to be a nice-sized case. There's always usually one nice case in the deal. Nice case, what is a nice case? A nice case to one person may be different than another, but you know, $220 a month is a nice case. $690 is a nice case. There's usually one in each group that you purchase. I would use the casual holidays like I mentioned a minute ago for your advantage. Yesterday was a great day to make a lot of calls. Those are days that you catch people that you don't normally catch them in a home environment or even an office environment, because if you remember the post office is not running, so office environments are a little more casual on those days. It's a little more laid back and people have more downtime. And finally, I'll close with what I began with, and that is that the fourth quarter historically has always shown more life insurance sales than any other quarter, especially in the months of November and December. When you think that it's not, it is. People have a to-do list, and they want to get this done before the end of the year, and it's sitting out there on somebody's desk, and if we don't approach them, they're just going to let it continue to be a to-do list, and it's up to us to close the deal. Bill, that's all I have today. I hope everybody can take something from that and use it.
Yeah, that was excellent, Ken. Thank you very much. And I know I even learned a few things, so we all appreciate it, and thanks for taking the time. One question, Ken, I wanted to ask, if you're still there, is, when you say you need to learn to move on from the lead so you don't keep wasting a lot of time,
Sure.
Do you put that in kind of like an inactive area of your folder, and then you go revisit, say, 6 months down the road, or do you completely just kind of throw it out and move on?
No, what I do in that
Just
three-ring
curious.
binder, the three-ring binder is very unique in that you can color code it, or you can use your own methodology of how you want to organize. I'm a very organized person, but I've gone back to a lot of the basics, Bill. I take that three-ring binder, and you just take good notes. I would not have known this lady's daughter's name, or I would not have known her situation if I wouldn't have taken good notes. Because if you come back 6 or 7 months later, and you've gone through 100 names or 50 names after May, your mind starts getting cluttered.
Oh, yeah.
So when you let go, you're basically saying, she didn't mean no, she just meant not now. So my suggestion is you have to take great notes when you're in conversation, because people really uniquely like you if you remember many things about them that they told you 6 or 7 months ago. And they're thinking, how in the world did he remember my daughter's name? Well, I wrote it down. I mean, it's a simple concept, but think about all the conversations we have on the phone. We simply don't take good notes.
Yep, you're right. And then the wall comes down, and then it's a lot easier to make the sale. Yep.
Absolutely. Well, you're no longer it's no longer a cold call. You make it a warm call on the first hello, and that's the goal we have to obtain as a salesperson.
Yep. Well, I'm ready to buy a policy, Ken. So you can email me an app.
Absolutely.
No, we appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's move on to Stephen. We don't have much time here, but thank you again, Ken. Okay, so Steve actually created the program, and what makes his situation a little unique is he's not one of these big NetQuote or eLeads companies that just sells these internet leads. Steve was actually a GA and agent for many, many years and worked with Carrie, my father, since I was a kid. So they have a very strong relationship besides business, a friendship, which I think is important, because we wouldn't just offer a lead program to our agents just for the sake of offering a lead program. So we trust Steve, and we know the program works. So with that said, I want to have Steve come on for a minute, and he's going to show you a sample lead and then also give you some tips and pointers from his side as well. And then last but not least, we'll show you a few of the drop tickets and e-apps, which will allow you to sign up these prospects instantly while you have them on the phone. Okay, Steve, are you there?
I sure am. Thank you, Bill.
Yep.
And I especially want to thank Ken for taking his valuable time, as well as all the agents that are listening in on the broadcast today. You know, as Bill mentioned, I'm intimately involved in this lead program. I myself was doing it and made a very, very good living, as Ken has illustrated what can be done with these kinds of leads. And, you know, I'm going to direct most of what I have to say for the next few minutes to the agents who are listening that haven't yet participated in this mortgage lead program. I want to say from the outset that I'm not trying to sell anybody, but I do want you to maybe open your eyes and ears a little bit to this kind of thing. You know, there are a lot of leads for various types of products that are out there, and I can appreciate that. But I've always been a sort of a simple guy, and if I came across something that worked, and be it for leads or plumbing or drywall or whatever, that worked for me, if I found the right tool, I stuck with it. I didn't try to change it. I didn't try to go to find something that maybe was even better than that. And, you know, really what this comes down to is that you're contacting people that have requested information about their mortgage. They've taken the time to fill out these, as Ken mentions, a questionnaire, these lead responses, and so they are expecting someone to contact them in some fashion. So when you call them, you're going to find the overwhelming majority of people are not resisting speaking with you. It's important to have a comfortable feeling with the telephone. That, I was taught a long time ago in this business that calling prospects should be sort of an extension of conversation, and that's what Ken was talking about. You need to try to portray that to folks that you're calling, be it through a lead program or otherwise. There should be sincerity that oozes out of your voice, taking the time to hear what they have to say as well as speaking to them, and things like that. And these are things that we learn over some period of time in the business. As far as the leads themselves, I want to impress upon the people again who haven't ordered or haven't taken advantage of this program that each and every one of these leads are scrutinized. In other words, before they're sent out to any agent, they're looked at based on the responses, ages, the mortgage amounts that are printed on the lead. And the bottom line is that we're not sending out any lead to any agent that we wouldn't hope to get ourselves. The only thing I can try to say about a lead is that it's going to give you a good shot. You're not calling 80-year-old people that just, and even though Ken had mentioned, and I think I may vaguely remember that particular lead of somebody in their 70s. And but you got a shot at that, especially if they're married and their spouse is maybe 10 years younger than them. That really adds motivation to it. But what I'm trying to say is that basically you're starting out on a good playing field with these leads. And the most important thing to keep in mind is that each and every lead represents an infinite amount of possibilities. That's entirely up to the agent. The more you ask, the more you delve in, the more you inquire about things, the more you're going to get back as possible food for thought and being able to maybe formulate something that's far greater than just selling them a term policy to cover their mortgage. And that's, that's what we're all looking for. That's the home run that Ken was talking about. In the meantime, you could certainly make a very nice living, as I did, with the majority of these leads selling term, especially when you have a husband and wife and you're finding yourself with a usual premium of somewhere between $60 to $80 monthly premiums. And when you multiply that out based on how much this is actually costing you, it's pretty much a no-brainer. I don't think I'd be sticking my neck out very far to say that people who have participated in this program on a regular basis will attest to the fact that their outlay, be it for 20 leads, 15 leads, or even 10 leads, the multiplier on that on a very conservative basis is, I would say, 5 to 8 times on a weekly basis. Now, what Levinson, the Levinson Group has done with the reimbursement program, what we've done with the fourth quarter nicety that we're doing here as far as reducing on 20 and 15 leads, it just brings down the cost of the entire program, along with the fact that we always do include a few extra leads on each order, regardless of how many you're ordering, just to cover people that maybe you'll never reach for some reason, or believe it or not, after a week or two, their phones have been changed or disconnected or whatever. So that covers a lot of that stuff. But like I say, the wonderful thing about a program like this is it opens doors and opens yourselves to prospects. And what I'd like to do, for the people who haven't participated in the lead program, is to take a moment, show you a sample lead, and just give you an idea what you can expect when you get one. This one is from Colorado. It's On the top left, you'll see it's Jefferson County. The reason we like to include the county simply is that you know that that's something when you first look at a lead and you're digesting it before you actually dial the phone number, you can get a sense of it. And here, for instance, you know that it's, let's say, Jefferson County, it's some distance away. So you're right away thinking, you know, an EAP type of situation. And you'll see on the top right, you'll see a mortgage amount, and then, of course, you have the borrower's name and address, and then below that is the actual information. And this was all inputted by the response of the borrowers. So the date of birth and the heights and weights, of course, is information that they've disclosed themselves. And so you have that in front of you. And then you'll always have at least one, if not more, contact phone numbers. We, in fact, on occasion this happens, somebody only includes a work number. We won't send that out to an agent. We want to know that there's a personal number, either a cell or a home number, along with, let's say, that business number. And that's the kind of scrutinizing that I was talking about before. And so, as I say, it's very important that an agent takes a moment, takes a good look at each lead before they call it up, you know, so they can feel comfortable about it, get an idea of, you know, the probability of the kind of person they're talking to as far as age-wise and mortgage amount-wise and perhaps where they're located and that kind of thing. And, you know, other than that, you know, this program works. It really does work. And we could march in one agent after another that's been included and has done very, very well in this program. The last thing I want to say, and it's probably repeating things, is that, you know, you invest in yourself. You invest in your business. You know, for this small monetary outlay, you have infinite possibilities of what can come from it. And I myself, again, have reaped the benefits of a program like this over the years, and made clubs, you know, made individual carriers clubs and conventions, and made a very good living. And for anybody that doesn't feel they're as busy as they'd like to be, it's a wonderful way to get a lot busier. I'll turn it back over to Bill and Joe, and I thank you all again for taking your valuable time today. Thanks.
Thank you, Steve. Great job. And okay, so Joe is going to take it from here. We're running a little bit short on time, but he's just going to touch on a few of the go-to carriers, the EAPs and drop tickets, so you know exactly what to do when that client says yes, as Ken would say. So, Joe, you want to take it from here, and then we'll close up?
Yeah, thanks, Bill. So obviously, in this type of scenario where you're making a phone call, having applications you can take over the phone is really going to save you a lot of time. Bill mentioned we're going to talk about you know, e-applications and drop tickets. What I really want to focus in on is the drop ticket process. So what I've done is I've taken a screenshot of all the information that you'll need during a drop ticket scenario. So this can be used with the Lightning Issue Term product, Genworth, Banner Life, American General, Protective, Prudential. The list goes on and on. We have more carriers than any other agency on electronic platforms. So this becomes really integral to your success as an agent, is using a very quick, easy process. Again, once you've gotten them to, like Kent said, to say yes, to actually purchasing the coverage, that process from that point on needs to be quick and easy. So this is the actual full drop ticket. This example is from Banner Life. It's basic client information. Once you fill everything out and you hit the submit button, the carrier will actually contact that client within 24 to 48 hours to schedule the pyramid exam. So the carrier actually will pick up that ball and run with it. And of course, you'll receive updates from our office every single step of the way. That is by far the easiest process for a fully underwritten case that you can go through. It's very easy on the client. There is a full e-application process that you can access directly from the quote engine on CarrierLevinson.com. You can go through the entire process, and all you have to do is schedule the exam. So it really depends on each case-by-case scenario and what the easiest way to move forward is. One thing I do want to mention, in addition to having the access to those quick, easy application systems, is the free agent website that I mentioned earlier on in the call, to get started with that, you can go to insprofessional.com. You can see here there's a built-in client health analyzer. There is a client quote engine. They can even do the application from your very own agent website. We also have a built-in lead capture feature, which is huge. You need to know who's on your website, when they're on there, so you can follow up quickly and get that client exactly what they need. Another great thing we've built into that agent website is the social media packages that are now available. So that includes creating your social media pages, whether it's LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, helping you write new content, and even providing guidance on how to get more followers, how to have more people actually look at that Facebook page. And one thing we did was we integrated a life insurance quote engine onto the Facebook page. So if you want this to be part of your Facebook page, we can add it for you as soon as this afternoon. It's very simple, very easy, but basically your client can go on, they can run a quote, and actually learn what the different carriers are going to cost, and then request more information from you as an agent. So it brings that.
Joe,
yeah.
don't we have a sample on our Facebook page now, on the Levinson Facebook? Okay, so if you want to check that out, just go to Levinson & Associates Facebook page, and you can see exactly what that looks like and run through the steps. Okay, Joe, sorry about that.
Excellent. No problem. So, yeah, that's a great resource to use. We also know that starting a website and getting into the social media aspect of the business really pays off in the long run, but we also understand that not everybody understands how to do that. So we have great training material. We have a social media 101 video and a 102 video that tells you how to set up every single one of these platforms and how to prospect for clients using those social media aspects. We have, white paper on using LinkedIn, on Facebook, so all the resources are there. We can hold your hand and get you up and running with every single one of those platforms. Again, all that is available today. You can go to kerrylevinson.com or reach out to us for any of the material that we covered.
Excellent, Joe. Okay, well, I hope everyone enjoyed this 50 minutes with us.